Hey everyone, this is a follow-up review of rock, paper, pencil after 1 month of using it. And if you don't know, rock, paper, pencil is a paper-like screen protector that comes with special custom Apple tips, and it's made by Astropad. So if you're looking for a full review of the product, please check out my original review linked here in the video description somewhere. Today, I'm gonna just tell you how it's been using it after 1 month. So just as a quick disclaimer, this is not a paid review. All of this is completely independent. It's by me and I made it for you so you can make the best possible decision in whether rock, paper, pencil is right for you. So just a quick recap of the full review that I did. In that video, I closed off with some pros and cons. And in this video, I'm gonna follow up with a couple of those cons that I felt were pretty important. And I just need more time with the product in order to really fully see what I thought about them. So the first con was that I felt like I needed to press harder than usual with my Apple Pencil, especially when I tilted. It was hard to get that kind of soft, tilty touch when using kind of the edge of the pencil without pushing a little harder. So that was the first con. And the second con was finger gestures in the sense that I had to press too hard. I had to press too hard with my fingers compared to what I was used to without the screen protector on. So the big question I had was, would I get used to it? And the answer is yes. I got used to both of these pressure issues, and I've been using the product nonstop for a month. And at this point, I just don't notice them at all. Now, aside from those two cons, I did want to share some other thoughts about the product because some other things did surface in using it so much. So first of all, I'll say I never removed the screen protector from my iPad. It's been on for a month. So that means I haven't minded it. And overall, I've actually loved it. It really does make my iPad feel more analog. However, there have been new problems, and I wouldn't say these are like deal breaker problems, but I think they're quirks that may need to be worked out. I think Astropad might need to look into these and see if they can improve these issues a little bit. So first of all, both pen tips have worn down. The product comes with 2 special custom Apple Pencil tips that replace the ones that Apple gives you. And they have these little metal kind of ballpoints on the end. And I have found that they wear down a little bit. And as they wear down, I'm twisting my pencil and that little point is getting pointier and pointier. It's kind of wearing down and almost becoming sharp like a pencil. And so within a couple of weeks of using the first one, I compared it to the second one that I hadn't used yet, and they were definitely different. One was worn down and the other wasn't. And then I switched it up, and of course, 2 weeks after that, the other one is worn down as well. This is not a usability problem. They still work. They still, as far as I can tell, feel the same. But this leads to my next problem that I would like to point out. They scratch the screen. And I'm not sure if the tips would scratch the screen anyway, but certainly if they're sharper, I would just guess that it would actually create more likelihood of scratching on the screen. And so in the B-roll, I'll show you what those scratches look like on the screen. You can actually see like very deliberate scratches in some cases when I pressed hard doing a particular mark, maybe a lettering or something like that. You can actually see those letters. And so I think that Astropad does need to look into that, especially because they claim that the tips won't scratch the screen. So those are the 2 problems that I've seen over the course of a month using the product. And honestly, they're not deal breakers. Overall, I really love the product. It's improved my experience of using it, drawing in it. And so my only problem really is, what will I do once those tips really wear down? I'll probably have to order some new tips. Anyway, like I promised, now I'm gonna just go through some questions and comments that came from some of you, and I'll just get right into the first one. Taekwon Mo asks, is it safe to use the RPP, rock, paper, pencil tip with the protector off? So my answer to that would be, I don't know. I haven't tried it, and I don't know why I would try it. The reason I don't know why I would try is that kind of contradicts the whole reason for a textured screen protector in the first place. I mean, it's bad enough for some people that just the Apple Pencil tips on the unprotected glass screen of the iPad is too smooth and too slippery. So if you get that metal ballpoint tip on the glass screen, it's just going to be even more slippery. So I wouldn't recommend it, but if you end up experimenting with that, and please let me know how that goes and also why you would want to do that. Another interesting comment that came from Heriberto Neves was that I should spray the cloth with the cleaners, like spray the cleaner on the cloth instead of directly onto the screen. Otherwise, they said, great video, and they feel like they can decide. Thank you very much for this tip. I actually don't know why I would do that. If you can please explain what the advantage of spraying on the cloth is versus spraying directly on the screen, I'd love to know. Moving on to another one. This one says, I received mine today and I used it for several hours. I'm returning it for a refund. It's absolutely horrible. This is a quite noticeable gap between, or there is a quite noticeable gap between the protector and the screen. I dislike the amount of texture on the protector. It's too much, in my opinion. It attracts dust and hairs to it, both on the protector and between it and the iPad screen. It also just feels too thick to me and also mutes the screen colors. Just a bad experience for me all around. And that comes from Tim Z9862. And I appreciate this little review. It's certainly way more critical than mine are. Everyone's gonna have a different experience. And so this is just one other opinion out there for what it's worth. Another question that came in is, did you try it with the original Apple Pencil tip to see if the angle issue was any different? And that came from KBTKC Flynn. Thank you for your question. And my answer to that is no. I haven't tried it with the Apple, like the standard one, and it's not that I'm not curious about it, it's just I haven't done it yet. And I also feel like if it's wearing down the metal tips, it's going to wear down the Apple Pencil tips, the original Apple Pencil tips, a lot as well, or even more. So I don't think I'm gonna try it. I don't think I need to, but if somebody watching this did try it and had an experience that was interesting enough to share, please let me know. Particularly, we're wondering, does that resolve the tilting issues that I had? But like I said, just getting used to the little bit of extra pressure that I had to apply when tilting the pencil and doing my finger gestures, that was enough. I just needed to get used to it. Another comment that came in is, I am receiving one in a few days. I was wondering if the problem with gestures was more of the Astropad Studio connection, or did it also happen when using Procreate directly? That came in from Vapsman88. And my response to them was that I don't think Astropad Studio has anything to do with the touch response. I got used to the pressure, like I've been saying, and it was just a slight adjustment that felt big at first because I've been using my unprotected screen for so many years. So thank you for your question, but yeah, I don't see how using Astropad Studio would end up affecting how much pressure I have to use. Maybe there's some settings in there that I don't know about, but thank you for your question. The answer is no, I don't think Astropad made any difference there. And then finally, I just wanted to share a comment that came from Astropad in response to my review. They watched it and overall they were happy that I reviewed it for free and I was positive about it. And they liked my idea about including screen wipes. So if they start including screen wipes with the product, you're very welcome. Also, they said they were curious to hear if my issues around the pressure and tilt issues were resolved just by getting used to them. And of course, again, yes, they got resolved. So if you're watching this, Astropad, thank you very much. Yes, I got used to it. Anyway, thank you so much. I really hope this follow-up helped you make an even more informed decision about whether rock, paper, pencil is right for you. If you decide to get it, please use the affiliate link in the video description to help support this channel. My name is Mr. Tom Froese. I'm the host of Thoughts on Illustration, a bi-weekly podcast about showing up and growing up as an illustrator, which is available here as an audio-only podcast, as well as on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and pretty much everywhere else. Also, be sure to check out my Skillshare classes for illustrators on tompros.com/teaching. Thank you for watching.